Welcome to Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WeealthKare Investment Center. We believe that investing in knowledge pays the best interest, especially when it comes to your retirement. On this program, our team of elite advisors will share a wide range of unique and powerful strategies designed to maximize your retirement finances and help you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The time to unlock your ideal retirement is now. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Unlock Your Retirement. As we're going to continue our conversation here with Social Security, I'm just going to remind you, if you'd like to follow along, all you have to do is visit unlocksocialsecurity.com, and you can download our free e-guide. And also, if you have additional questions, you can give us a call at 888-888-5601. So next, we're going to go through basically for married couples. Teamwork makes the dream work, so the coordinating of benefits. That's the next part that we're going to go into. So it's not always about, who has the strongest benefit, but basically how you can build this strategy to make it benefit the most for your family and get the most value out of it. So, Chris, what is one of the biggest mistakes that couples make when they're doing their claiming?
So often what we see is, hey, I'm 62, I'm going to turn mine on, and when my spouse turns 62, he or she is going to turn on their Social Security benefit. So they don't really give it any other thought besides, I'm eligible to claim right now, and I'm going to do it. Whether that's 62, whether that's full retirement age, you really need to coordinate, especially when you're talking about spouses, because not only do you need to worry about just your sole benefit, but what about spousal benefits? If you had a one spouse that stayed at home, or had a long period where they didn't have a work history, so their Social Security payment is lower, when do the spousal benefits come into play, and how can you maximize those? The other part is survivor benefits. Men typically die before the women do, so if the husband especially was a high earner, and the wife had maybe one of those breaks in work history or vice versa, you want to make sure you're coordinating so if something happens to the higher earning spouse, there's a larger benefit from Social Security for the surviving spouse. So you don't want to just look at it, as a single, how do I get the most out of it, or how do we get the most out of it while I'm alive, but also, those other scenarios that you need to take advantage of there. Okay. Speaking of passing away, all too often we hear people that they talk about their health, and that's making a big play on their decision, Bruce. So what about ignoring health, and what does that have to do with Social Security?
What is going on? This is like, well, let's talk about Social Security. We'll fling it to the old guy. Now we're talking about passing away. We'll fling it to the old guy. I don't appreciate that, Chris. No. Here's the thing with Social Security, and you bring up a great point when you talk about people's health, but I think also the coordination, like myself. So, Monica is only 2 years younger than me, and, her benefit is much lower than mine. But I told her, hey, you need to start taking yours at age 62. And she's like, no, I want to wait. I want to let it grow. I want to get a bigger benefit. And I said, look, here's the reality of it, is your benefit is never going to grow to the point of what my benefit is. And, as the man, I'm probably going to die before you, and you'll end up getting my benefit and losing yours. Because whenever a spouse dies, the lesser of the two payouts goes away. The other one is retained. But obviously the overall income reduces. So, as we talk about Social Security, too many times people kind of have it drawn out on a piece of paper, or they have something in their mind, or they talk to their buddy at work in the break room, or a family member. And the fact is, you really need to know what the numbers look like. But more importantly, to have a more, I think, in-depth discussion, an open discussion about, we understand we have the knowledge of the numbers. We also have a knowledge of multiple strategies. And, which one is the right strategy for your situation. And it's probably not the right one for your uncle or your brother or your coworker or your family friend or whoever. So get the facts as they apply to you. Ignoring health is a big thing. Is that if somebody has a health issue, then, the way we shift our planning is say, look, what is the mortality associated with that? I mean, we're not talking about somebody, that has a arthritis in their hip. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something that's more debilitating, and actually something that affects mortality, since they threw the dying early thing over to me. Thanks a lot, guys. So yeah, that's the nature of the beast. Is you really want a plan that fits you, but also fits you not just for financial reasons, but for health reasons. And then the other thing which goes with this is, some people, maybe Social Security, it doesn't make a big impact on them, and it's really weird. I just got off a phone call with a client, and this was their attitude. They said retirement is the beginning of 10 years of being able to drink a lot. That was their take on retirement. Like, okay. But, the fact is we do slow down. So, maybe not just getting the last penny out of the deal, but saying, I want to have money available when I'm able to, health-wise, to do things that I want to accomplish on my bucket list for retirement before my health wanes away and I'm not able to hike in the Grand Canyon or do whatever. So the health issue is not just from having a serious malady that may cut your life short, but also a quality of life and really sucking the marrow out of the lifestyle opportunity in retirement. And Social Security can be one of those factors. It's not just about ultimately the ultimate dollars, but it's the ultimate life experience.
Okay. The next thing is really the wrong survivor, and that's one of the other 9 pitfalls here. So Social Security isn't really just about the here and now. It's also about spousal protection. In the event that something would happen to one of the spouses, the other one would get the higher of the 2 benefits. The question is always, what is the strongest strategy that basically makes sure that the surviving spouse is taken care of? So constantly, this has to be a huge part of the planning, is making sure that we understand what someone's income needs may be, and that we can help plan properly in the event of a premature death. That's always a consideration to make, and obviously, we've sat down with so many people in the past where they want to make sure that the planning is done so that if I'm leaving my wife behind, that I want to know that she is taken care of and that she's able to live a comfortable lifestyle. Social Security may play a huge part in that, but basically making sure that someone didn't claim a benefit too early so that income is decreased or depleted for the remainder of their life. So the next mistake we're going to go into here is basically misjudging earnings. Who wants this one? I don't want to pass it to the old guy if he doesn't want it, but who wants this one?
We won't let him handle anything with misjudgment on it, so I'll take it.
Wow.
So Chris is going after this one.
I can feel the love.
So, this one is kind of simple, but, we want to spend a little bit of time on it, is if you start taking your Social Security and you're not that full retirement age number, so 67 for probably most of the people that are coming up into Social Security right now, if you are younger than that full retirement age and you decide to start Social Security, that's fine. The problem is if you want to go back to work, and we've had plenty of retirees that, after a year or so, they kind of get bored of being at home and dealing with the to-do list. So they want to go back to work. What you need to be careful with there is an earnings threshold that Social Security has. So if you earn too much, Social Security will temporarily claw back some of those dollars you have. So it's not a permanent reduction, but if you go over that earnings limit, and I believe it's, right around $20,000 or $23,000 right now. So you just want to be careful if you're headed back to work. Another mistake that we often see is missing divorce benefits. Bruce Forth, trying to keep some questions away from your dad. You can talk about the divorce benefits.
This is a pretty quick one. Nobody really likes to talk about it, but in the event that a divorce happened, basically, if you were married for more than 10 years, you may be eligible for some spousal benefits. Even if your ex never speaks to you again, you still may be eligible for it. It's definitely something to always look into. And again, that's something you would have to talk to someone with SSA in order to gather the information for it. But basically, they can guide you on the path.
And it doesn't cost that former spouse a dime. It's not like they cut back on their benefits or anything else. So. Right. There's some people that are like, I want every dime I can get because I hated that person. Or you have the people that say, I don't want to impact them, and you won't impact them. Look, if this benefit is greater or lets you allow yours to grow over a period of time, it's really a good benefit that really is yours for the taking and it doesn't affect anybody else, not 1 cent. So this is something we've had some really wonderful cases where we've done this with people, and they were married more than 10 years, and they're like, oh, wait, so I can get Social Security now on my spousal benefit from the divorce, and I can allow mine to grow. So yeah.
And if you put the time in, you deserve it. Yeah. Okay, so the last part that we're going to go into here is basically tying all of this together. And basically the next part really is just going in and adding it as part of a cohesive plan, but basically getting a little bit of professional advice on how it integrates within your plan. So I'm gonna pass this one over to Dad and let him kind of close this thing out. But
because you wanted the professional answer, that's why.
We'll use that excuse. I guess.
No, I mean, and that's the thing is that this is not something you really want to tackle alone, because I just say there's too many wives' tales out there. There's too many unknowns out there. This is one of the key areas that with professional advice, you can really make a difference either lifestyle-wise or financial-wise, or, there's just a lot of things that I think we can bring to the table in this area. So if you have questions about your Social Security, number one, I encourage you to download the guide, and we have a lot of other support items on this site, unlocksocialsecurity.com. They're free. It doesn't cost you a dime. Or give us a call, 888-888-5601, and let's schedule a time to sit down and maybe not just go through Social Security, but it's time to kind of maybe refresh your plan if you're already retired, or let's get that preparation done if you're a near retiree. So 888-888-5601. And speaking for the guys, hey, it's been a great visit with you again, and we look forward to our next topic, sharing it with you here on Unlock Your Retirement.
Thank you for joining us on Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WeealthKare Investment Center. Ready to take the next step? Download your free ebook at unlockfreebook.com and learn how to reduce market risk, lower your retirement taxes, and maximize your lifetime retirement benefits. For expert guidance, connect with one of WeealthKare's elite advisors by calling 888-888-5601 or visit unlockyourretirement.com. Don't miss our next episode of Unlock Your Retirement, where your financial future takes center stage.
And now the part that the attorneys love.
Fee-based financial planning and fiduciary services are offered by WealthKare.com Inc., a Pennsylvania-based investment advisor. Tax-free refers to federal income tax treatment only and may not apply to state, local, or specialized taxes. Tax impact varies by individual and should be considered before transactions. Case studies are hypothetical and do not guarantee results. Recommendations are based on each client's unique data. WealthKare and Bruce Smith are not affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. All content is informational and should not be used for financial decisions. Unauthorized use is prohibited.